Good evening and welcome to episode 96 of Schnozzcast on Saturday, October 24th, 2020. I think that song fades out naturally. Or you're just trying to, you like to have control over the...
Everything. Yeah. I wanted you to say something, which is why I did that, which means I had control over you. So,
son of a bitch.
All little things that go on in this labyrinth of a mind.
I don't like that. I saw what you did, and I don't like it. So hopefully everyone out there is doing well. This is Bob.
My name's Bob.
The douchebag to my left, Mr. Nicholas Bader. And to his left, Mr. Cory Schnozzcast.
Oh, hello.
Hello. All right, we got a full plate tonight, fellas. So let's do a little quick housekeeping. So if you are new to the podcast, watching us on Facebook, but have never listened to the pristine, glorious audio on iTunes or the podcast platform that you most enjoy, you can stream us on iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, Podbean, Stitcher, Mixcloud, and anywhere else you can get podcasts. And if you find somewhere that serves a podcast and you can't find us, let us know and we'll whore ourselves out to them too. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram at Schnozzcast. What you go? Oh shit!
Yeah,
Got it.
On Facebook at Schnozzcast1 and on YouTube at Schnozzcast Space Podcast. And please don't forget to email us with all of your existential questions or other advice to schnozzcast@gmail.com. That's SCH, Cory, NOZZCAST @gmail.com.
Nice and easy.
Couldn't be simpler.
no.
I'm thinking about adding a few more Z's in there just to...
Oh, God.
Only 16 Z's.
Is a hard word to pronounce.
Yeah. So, fellas, good night last night. Thank you to Nick Bader for hosting.
Yeah, you want to explain to the audience what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, we all kind of got together. Actually, it was a trip out. Like, hey, let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
We're all going to meet up. And, and it turned into a bar's closing. Let's all go back to Nick's house.
Yes.
As things often do.
Yeah, and he was kind enough to host us and to really sort of furnish all the drinks and the liquor and the libations for the evening, which we greatly appreciate.
Yeah. No problem.
Nick appreciates it too.
He's he's a hell of a guy, that Nick Bader.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys. Yeah, it was a very, very late night. Got up around 12:30. Normal Saturday. Coffee, final, and I had it in my head on Friday that today gonna get up, run to the store, and grab some ingredients and make a meatloaf.
Okay.
And it's gonna serve me meals for like the next 4 days, and I was gonna give half to Lori to take home with her. So we did that, and it was probably nearly a 4-pound meatloaf, like a giant football.
That's like a baby.
Yeah, no, it was so fucking heavy. It was like a pound of ground pork, 2 pounds of ground beef, and all the various spices, breadcrumbs, and everything else.
That was like a quarter of the size of Cory when he was born.
Dude, it was.
Hilarious.
It was huge. So I cut it in half and I put it in Tupperware and gave it to her. She's like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, well, yeah, that's a lot of meatloaf, but you earned it. So,
Wow. You really know how to win over the ladies, Bob Rankin.
He's got a way.
You are a special lady.
He's got a way
Lori,
about him.
Lori, you are a special.
Don't know what it is.
Oh, so how was it last night, Lori? It was good. It was good. We danced a lot in the kitchen. He was
a lot
really
of dancing.
Really sweet. Woke up early. Made me 4 pounds of meatloaf. And said I earned
we made it together.
Said I earned it.
It was a joint effort.
Sent me home with it. He's a keeper.
Thinks he can ply me with meatloaf.
Half of this isn't even all the way cooked.
Son of a bitch.
It's just ground beef with pepper and salt on top of it.
The inside's like a liquid filling. Are those egg yolks I see?
Half of it has breadcrumbs on it.
Yeah.
And he's painted the other side with barbecue sauce.
It was really, really good. Turned out well.
I don't know if I could ever wake up after a night like that to make 4 pounds of meatloaf.
Well, it all depends on your company. You could do anything with the right person, right? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, your day, Nick?
Oh.
Less eventful than that?
Yeah.
Meatloaf free, I assume?
Half gagging, pouring out empty cans of beer into the sink.
Yeah.
The other, then when those gags would go away, the other gags would come because then I realized that certain people would request beers and they would take a sip out of them and then leave them on the table. So, like,
let me guess. Does their name rhyme with Joe Schwedo?
Names will not be said at this point in time. We're still conducting our investigation, but
well, you know, because if the tab is turned around, you fucking know who it was.
There were several beers that they were just samples, little samples.
A little taste.
What is this, Blue Light? Do I like Blue Light? Crack? No, I'll just leave that.
No, I do not.
I'm just going to leave that on the table right where I sat.
You know what?
15 minutes later.
Hasty in that. Let me try one more. Maybe that's the one.
15 minutes later, someone just offered me, what is this? Is this the stuff I like or is this the stuff I don't like? Let me take a taste of this. No, I don't like this one either. Let me set this down. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Apparently when we all start drinking, we just must squeeze our cans as if we're trying to crush them because there are sticky beer rings all throughout the house.
We do squeeze a lot of cans.
On everything. I'm like, I don't remember my drink ever dripping wet the entire night that I'm drinking, but apparently that happens.
Yeah, I don't either because when I showed up here tonight, I did walk in the kitchen and had to wash my hands at the sink, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
off the floor.
Yeah,
I don't recall spilling a ton of beer last night.
Everyone's always like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I have to literally. Who has to wash their floor several times a week? You know, most people.
Just you.
Yeah,
just you.
Yep. It's pretty sad when a little water from the sink that you're washing your hands with goes onto the floor. So you're like, oh, let me grab this paper towel and wipe it up, and it just instantly turns black. And you're like, oh, that's weeks of Fireball and different beer spilling all over the place. So we had a great time.
If I wasn't here, I would just picture the parties being like, hey, what's up, Nick? Can you play this my favorite song?
Yeah.
Just spit it on the floor.
Yep.
Everyone is spitting beer everywhere.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Didn't like that song.
The floor is a little sticky, so I poured some beer on it and wiped it up.
Yeah.
So
we'll cancel each other out.
Thankfully, we did. I mean, I wasn't outside. Well, I did go out at one point, but thankfully we didn't leave, hundreds of glasses and stuff, because the last time, it's always 2 days later before I can return to the scene of the crime. And I go in the backyard bar, and it's pouring down cold rain, and there's 6 sticky shot glasses filled to the top with rainwater. There's beer cans ka-cling, ka-cling,
think it's rainwater.
Across the driveway, blowing across the grass. I'm like, we really have to do a better job of picking this stuff up.
I bet your neighbor gets up and goes out to his car in the morning and just takes a look over and just goes,
yeah. Oh, why couldn't I sleep last night? That's why I couldn't sleep. That white trash guy that lives next door to me that just has his retard friends over all the time.
I got to check Zillow again.
Yeah. Oh my! The umbrella was tipped over again. I'm like, oh God! It's I almost envision when we're out there that we just robbed a bank, because at a certain point everyone's like, gotta get out of here. There's no time for any of this. Let's go. Bob's trying to get in the car while Cory's actively driving.
Yeah, we're celebrating in a way that seems to indicate that we just came into a whole lot of cash.
Yeah, which we have not.
Next neighbors, I was like, I thought we lived north of 94.
Seriously,
this isn't Taylor.
Yeah, we do. We honestly celebrate like it's New Year's all the time.
Yeah,
several
every
times.
weekend.
Yeah,
every weekend. I don't know why.
What are you watching?
That's from Todd Dillon. I just noticed that he sent me a text because we were going to have Todd dial in tonight, and I saw a text came up from him, and he's like, sorry, I can't make it. So I pulled up his text thread, and he had sent me that a couple of days ago.
Nice.
So Todd's not going to be on?
He will not be able to make it. He'll text me.
Son of a bitch.
He'll text me if he gets free. It'll work thing come up.
Because I figured out that trace routing.
Well, now I got another week to cram.
Yeah, he didn't figure it out. He's just saying that because he knows he's not going to be here.
Got it completely figured out.
Yeah,
actually.
I think he was kind of not bragging about it, but I think he was.
Was he
tentatively?
Was he braggadocious?
Not super braggadocious, but
okay.
He's like, I followed through.
Cory
I'm like, that's great.
Cory just looked at us like a dog would look at us when we were talking to each other, like. He literally glazed over and just.
Well, he knows. He doesn't with you and me.
What is that word they just said?
With you and me, he can bullshit his way through it, but to Todd, like he's really got to.
No, I know.
He's got to be on top of his game.
He obviously asked a question that he knows a lot about. So.
No, unfortunately, we won't find out. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah. The fuck.
Yeah, but in a little bit, I think we're going to try to tee up Ron from the Cheesy Chicken podcast to join us.
Are we?
We could have a chat.
We do have to have a talk.
I think he's in the room.
He is in the room.
I see him, but he's not in the room, if you know what I mean.
He's not on the phone yet.
No,
it's coming.
He's in the green room. A lot of apples and carrots. Gum, bottled water.
Well, we don't have a. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, carrots.
We don't have a green room.
Yes, we do.
We
Bob, the listeners don't need to know.
We talked about having a green room like back in episode 20.
Did we?
Whenever we first started coming over to Nick's to do the podcast, I think we theorized that upstairs it would be like a general seating area.
Seemed like only yesterday.
Curtains and yeah.
Oh. Seemed like only yesterday.
There we
go. What just happened?
What would that sound like? No, let's not do that.
No.
So for housekeeping as well.
No, let's not do that.
Hey, I got a great idea.
That was so quick.
I don't want to do my good idea.
No.
I was going through my iPad trying to get a bunch of shit off there to make room to make the
all the porn.
Oscoda video. Yes, and the porn.
Okay.
And a lot of it was from Switcher Studio, stuff like I had previously uploaded that I no longer needed anymore.
Right.
So I started going through and deleting it all.
Yeah.
And to my amazement, once I shut down Switcher and reopened it, it erased all the assets I had preloaded onto Switcher.
Oh no.
I was a little upset.
Assets like what? What's
like all the stuff like names and everything that
Swiss
I already
bank
have.
accounts and stuff like that.
Offshore bank accounts, yes.
Host, co-host, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
all of it was gone.
So you had to write.
When did you have to redo it?
I did it that night.
Okay.
So you had to write out host and co-host again?
Well, and put all the pictures and everything back in.
Host once, and then he just copy pasted over with a co in front.
Oh God, you poor man.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. But with that being said, I did also open a lot of different insights onto different stuff that we can do now. So some of the things are going to be different for some of the different segments.
I feel like we're texting with Cory right now. Just so you know, I've found some exciting insights of lots of different things that we could do.
Probably go something like this. Look what I found out.
And then
silence.
Yeah,
you guys will see it.
Found out some exciting things that I will tell you at a later date.
Yes, you will be informed
at a later time.
Right.
Actually, I'm going to tell you in the last 60 seconds of the podcast, just so you know.
Hey, the good news.
Maybe next week.
I corrected it. Now host will be correctly spelled on the screen every week.
For 3 weeks, it was saying hoist.
Hoist. Oh man, who are we gonna get to co-hoist the podcast now?
In New York, that would probably work.
Probably.
Who's our hoist tonight?
Would it be Joycey?
Yeah.
Anyway, we love the effort that you put into the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at any of their stuff, even if it's funny, because I'm still wondering about those.
I feel like
comments
sometimes Cory wishes that we weren't a comedy podcast. We were like a totally serious, like a murder mystery podcast or something.
He does like a lot of documentaries, so I could see him deep diving into like stats and stuff about documentaries and being very serious.
Very serious. I just got taken to task over making a meatloaf, so I don't know how you thought you were going to get through that story without some comedy being invented.
Your meatloaf sucks anyway, so.
Oh,
wow.
No.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. No more meatloaf for Cory. Got it.
I've never had any of your meatloaf.
I've literally brought it up to the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you sat there and ate it out of your Tupperware, not offering any to anyone else.
Fuck you. I offered it to both you guys. I think I even asked for plates and silverware.
Yeah, I wasn't going to eat your dinner. It was a little. So
It's not like I masticated it back into the Tupperware.
No, but still,
No, I remember he did bring a
brought
very
it to
small
share.
amount.
Yeah.
He's like,
I know he had some.
This
If you
much.
didn't
He's
want
like,
some, that's
he's
fine.
like, hey, do you want to try this? And I tried. I was like, yeah, that's really good. And he's like, I'm gonna get a couple of plates and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I didn't have dinner tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat your dinner.
But I offered it to you.
Again, I'm not like, well, yeah, sure, Bob.
And again, how does that turn into your meatloaf sucks?
Yeah,
I've never tried it.
4.5 ounces of meatloaf here, and I haven't eaten tonight.
I decided not to eat your meatloaf, so I've decided it. Therefore, it sucks, and I will never have it.
I tried it.
Okay.
I have had it before, but
All right, moving on.
Jack gave me some while you were smoking.
Jack would give away my meatloaf. God damn it. Let's do. I've got a killer robot of the week.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's coming.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, goddamn.
Come on.
sons of a bitch.
Oh God, those fat fingers.
Christ. What?
What?
All right, so for Killer Robot of the Week, the real short one. This is from Digital Trends. They have. It's not the first time, but it's the first time apparently it's been done to success. They've had an AI, the one we've talked about in this podcast before, called GPT-3. They've used it to generate a film. And thank you. I love that picture.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in seeing what the results are of a AI generated film, you can go on YouTube and search for, it's called Solicitors. AI written short film. It's obviously not very long. What they did is essentially just give it a starting point. They give it like a plot point, like here's the setting, these characters, and this event happens, and then the AI just generates the rest. But this particular AI, we've talked about it before on the podcast. It's the one that they almost didn't want to release the AI to the world at large because they considered it to be too dangerous to do because it was so good at
Figuring things out.
yeah, at the intelligence part of artificial intelligence. But apparently the movie's not bad, and it puts some sort of plot twist in there, and it's really good at taking that initial scene and just using all the information that it has, and then building on, follow-on scenarios from there. So, if you're interested, YouTube Solicitors, you'll see it says AI short film like right at the beginning. So that's the one.
I was scrambling trying to find a robot story for you too, and nothing crazy, but and I won't even go through the entire article, but it was talking about the AI that they've come across, and this was just a news article from the 15th of this month that they have figured out certain versions of AI in order to make robots feel pain or quote unquote pain through physical exertion and pressure, and that will also alert them on what they need to do in order to repair a limb or something of that nature.
We don't want them to learn how to do that.
Yeah, right. So the robots are repairing their own limbs?
Correct.
That's not good, man.
No. When we're shooting them with our shotguns and their limbs fall onto the floor and they're like picking them back up like in Bob's photo.
And they know how to put it back on.
That's no good because that's when the Fry Buddy arm at McDonald's decides to make itself a body. Yeah. Decides that's what it's called.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
I know. I remember talking about it. I didn't realize it had a name.
It's at White Castle now. It's flipping all your White Castle burgers.
Yep.
And stabbing all the employees.
That's right.
Yeah, but you picture a robot out in the battlefield fighting the inevitable war against the humans, and it gets one of its arms blown off, and it starts searching through all the fallen robot comrades that are littering the battlefield. Oh, there's an arm that looks like it's intact. Attaches it right back in the battle. That's not good.
That's what I was thinking, but
Well,
I figured I'd bring it up to you just to confirm.
Yeah. I thought I had a story that was not, it wasn't going to directly lead to the downfall of humanity.
It always does, Bob. It always does.
But you've once again, you've pulled us back into the fire.
There is no way around that.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
All right. So why don't we move right into booze news? You got something, right, Cory?
Yes.
And now it's time for booze news.
I need to pull it up though.
Yeah, you do.
That's what she said.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah. Go slow. Take your time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch.
It's the only speed he has.
So, in Switzerland, in the Swiss Alps. What?
Go ahead.
I know. I got you.
Okay.
There was a chocolate snow dust cloud that erupted from one of their chocolate factories. And as I was reading the story, I'm like, I think this would be one of the greatest days ever if something like that were to happen at like Morley Chocolate or Saunders, and it just started raining chocolate drops.
I don't think
Is it raining or is it a dust cloud? Like you can't breathe?
Well,
like, that's not good.
this one
respiratory problems.
Yeah.
You just eat it.
You're eating dust?
Chocolate dust.
How? Okay.
It's like
Come on, Bob.
chocolate powder.
What do you? So what are you breathing while you're trying to eat this chocolate dust?
If you eat it quick enough,
I don't mean to
Bob,
shoot a hole in your story, but
you can breathe through the clean air.
I'm just saying this actually happened.
okay.
So
Keep going.
I mean, they were obviously no one was injured or killed.
That we know of.
The story didn't cover it. But yeah, the Swiss town of Olten, they had an issue with some of their ventilation, and it caused the air conditioning to basically reverse out the vents and blow all the chocolate dust all over the town. So, like I said, when reading it, I'm like, fuck, that would be amazing.
Isn't it probably more likely that somebody hit the switch that
The reversal switch.
blow instead of suck? I mean, how does it just like accidentally start, expectorating chocolate dust over the countryside?
All it says was the Lindt and Sprughelli company said a minor defect developed in the cooling ventilation for a line for roasted cocoa nibs in the factory of Olten.
Oh, Lindt. Oh, like LINDT. I've heard of that. Okay.
Yeah. The nibs are fragments of crushed cocoa beans that serve as the basis of chocolate. The minor defect, combined with strong winds Friday morning, caused the chocolate powder to spread around the immediate area of the factory. The Twitter page for the town of Olten shared a photo of a car and some other surrounding items that were completely covered in the chocolate powder.
Cows? Were cows covered in chocolate?
It does not say, but that'd be even better.
Chocolate milk, Cory.
There we go.
You feed them enough of it.
Well,
Comes out chocolate.
Cows don't initially like chocolate, but if you force them, they eat it.
until they're brutally force fed it. A lot of chocolate.
yeah.
Put a chain around one of their little cow hooves. Come on.
So is there a cleanup initiative underway for the town of Olten?
Again, didn't give that insight. I would assume fat little kids just ran all over the town, just licking cars and things of that nature.
We've called in the big guns. There's this guy from the United States, from Michigan. They call him the cleaner.
That's right.
Danielle, I got to go to Sweden. They need me.
He could be identified by his chocolate-covered shawl.
Don my chocolate-covered cape.
That's right.
So there you go.
And that's you didn't have one, right?
No, I don't have booze news.
All right. We can, you want to jump right then into Funko This?
Jesus, we are moving right along, aren't we?
Well, come on now. We got cheesy chicken coming up. We got a bunch of other stuff. I'm sure there'll be some tomfuckery along the way.
Oh,
and we haven't even had a shot yet.
That's true.
And we're almost done with the podcast. That's fantastic.
In fact, why don't I do that while you're trying to pull up the Funko picture?
Sounds like a plan.
Wonderful. There was, I think it was Jimmy Fallon who retweeted some of the top Halloween tweets. So there's different people that said that they are hashtagging weirdest Halloween ever. One said, I had a kid come to my door later than the other kids. He dressed all in red. He didn't say trick or treat. He said, I'm your period. Sorry, I'm late.
Wow.
So these people gave him candy. Another one was a guy said he dressed up like Forrest Gump, went to a Halloween costume contest. A random guy that he had no idea who he was showed up as Lieutenant Dan by himself. We teamed up and won $1,000. Fate, I believe so. Jimmy Fallon actually said, in 1994, I went to a party where 3 people dressed up like David Hasselhoff from Baywatch. He said at one point someone accidentally fell into the pool and all the Hasselhoffs jumped in to save him. Another guy said One Halloween, I brought the wrong kid home. Didn't notice until the mask came off. Weirdest Halloween ever.
Oh, hey, little buddy.
Another one. I had to work Halloween last year, and this girl in a taco costume came in, ordered tacos, and about 3 bites into it, she asked her friends, "Is this cannibalism?" That one was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Another one. We had a lady down the street. Weirdest Halloween ever. We had a lady down the street. We only knew by Crazy Lynn. She gave us loose cigarettes instead of candy. We were 8 years old.
Yeah, here you go, kids.
Right.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah. Another person says, I'm an adult in my 30s who is very short. About 10 years ago, I convinced a really tall friend of mine to take me trick-or-treating. I dressed up from head to toe to where you couldn't see my face. And as we walked around, I held his hand. We shared the candy afterwards. Then the last one, I was at a party and 2 people showed up dressed up as Hillary Clinton. One showed up as Donald Trump. By the end of the night, they were making out. And it was really weird.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I do think the first one was probably the number one of all those, though.
Yeah. That was number 1.
So, for Funko This, keeping with the Halloween theme,
Ooh. I think I just peed a little when I saw that.
Mr. Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus.
What?
I can't.
You've never
say
seen
that I've
Hocus Pocus?
No, never watched it.
Oh, dude, come on.
Neither have I.
Neither of you have ever seen Hocus Pocus.
No. Never.
What the fuck?
Who's in it?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I can't.
Okay.
Hocus and Pocus?
I can't remember the
Did
other.
she play Hocus or Pocus?
She's one of the witches, the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is Sarah Jessica Parker?
No,
in it?
sorry, Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's why
what
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. And then the other
Horse
two,
face.
I can't think of the other two. The names of the other two actresses that play the witches, but it's a Halloween staple of a movie.
Is it?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
tons of Halloween movies. That one just never
Out
came across my radar.
Out of the Disney line, I
I was never made to watch it.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
Oh, I love The Great Pumpkin.
They said this is like the first year in 50, 60 years or something. It's not going to be on TV.
It's going to be on HBO Max.
Right.
Yeah.
But no broadcasting company is going to actually air it.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm sure they had, I think it was a CBS thing since I was a kid. But maybe the contract ran out. Maybe the license to rebroadcast ran out and they...
These idiots bought this for 70 years. No one will play this show for 70 years, this movie.
They sold it to HBO. But you could still pick it up at Target or Walmart or anywhere else.
Probably
on a DVD
You could
copy.
probably watch it on Amazon Video, huh? Probably rent it or buy it.
No, it's only HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what people are upset about.
All right. If you have a libation and you would like to partake in doing a Schnozzcast schnot with us, go ahead and grab one. You can pause us if you're listening to us afterwards, and it'll be like you're here with us. So you can pause us right now. Oh, my God. You got that so quickly. Time for a shot.
Sir?
Cheers.
Mr. Slesky,
Cheers.
don't spill it on your sweater.
Oh, God, no.
All right.
Woo! All right, Nick, you got your stopwatch?
I do.
All right, we're going to do, I think I'm going to come up with, I think I just figured out what I'm going to do for this, but we'll come up with a sound for it. But 90 Second Sports.
90 seconds of sports.
Cory, you ready? We only got 90 seconds.
Whenever you are. I know Nick's dying to
Nick's
cut it
gonna
as
say-
short as possible.
Nick's going to say go.
And go.
Really quick, UFC 254, Alexander Volkov versus Walt Harris. Did you hear about it?
I did not.
Volkov won in the second round with a nasty ass kick right to the solar plexus. They were facing each other. He put his foot like up right here, and the guy just went, "Oh God!" and he fell to the mat. Could not continue. Called it.
How far in was that?
Second round, maybe a minute 15 left.
Oh, no shit.
Ugly. Definitely go out to YouTube or somewhere else and see if you can catch it. But the one thing I did want to ask you, if we can get it done in 90 seconds, What were your thoughts as a former hockey player on the Wings draft for 2020?
Oh, fuck, dude. That's going to take 90 seconds is not going to.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I meant to bring this up last week, but
fine.
Holy fuck, are they doing some moving and shaking?
Yeah, what was the one you were most excited about?
Ooh, I don't know if I'm really excited about it. I was kind of more bummed on some of them.
Really?
Howard, Abdelkader, fucking lose. I couldn't believe they got rid of Abdelkader. That's a move that seems kind of unprecedented, but seems like Eisman's really trying to really shake shit up and move some shit around.
Yeah.
So it seems like he means absolutely just business this season, and it doesn't matter what loyalties you had to the team or him. It seems like everyone's pretty much on the fucking chopping block.
They had 6 forwards for 5 forwards, 5 defensemen, and a goalie.
And that was 90 seconds of sports. Fantastic, gentlemen. Great job again.
Yeah. I sense no sarcasm in there whatsoever.
No. I'm interested in how many people in the room are like, come on, Nick. Can we make this 180-second sports?
Well, it's probably no more than 4.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, we can do we can kick around the idea of a podcast where, once a month you have a sports section, something like that.
Thanks, buddy.
A sports update of the month.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear about that Michigan game a month ago?
Yeah.
Can't believe how it turned out.
This month in sports.
So, speaking of which, so I'm going to tell you too.
I'm going to tell you.
Your good buddy Ron from the Cheesy Chicken podcast. They're huge sports guys. So
No, I know.
yeah, well, I know Nick's going to love that.
Well,
we'll have to cut the microphone.
we might get more than 90 seconds of sports in this.
It's already over. Sorry,
He
should have used it.
He just did comment. He goes, "Come on, Nick."
Should have used it. Already used up your chance.
Damn it. So does it count if it's a
counts.
guest and the guest is talking about it?
It counts.
You really going to tell the guest to shut the fuck up and not talk about that?
No, I'll just cut the microphone.
I feel like we're going to see Nick go all Joe on this podcast.
We might.
Potentially.
No, never. I
might.
never go all Joe.
Full Joe?
Boring.
You never want to go full Joe.
Yeah.
You never want to go.
No, God. Most boring thing ever.
Well, do you want to take this time to try to bring him in then?
Sure.
What is
Too
you
soon?
sure?
Did you email him back?
Yeah, I told you right before he started. He emailed us and just said, "Hey, let me know the number."
Okay, and you let him know?
No.
Oh, well, that's
No, he's
kind of what I was referring to.
I thought you were going to. So we're doing video or audio?
Let's do audio.
Okay.
Because I don't know what his phone setup is and all that as far as iPhone, Android, and all that good shit. So.
All right, so I'm about to email.
With changing Co and regular hoist to host, Corey just didn't have time to research the video portion of this in 7 days.
All right, 1 second here. I'm about to send a total stranger my cell phone number.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it fantastic?
Should have given him my home number.
Jesus.
If that phone rings up above the door, hasn't been hooked up since the 70s.
No, I'm connected now to the mixer, so
Oh, wonderful.
we will see.
Well, I just sent him an invite for the link for the switch.
Yeah, just tell him if he's on the room, Ron, check your email and give us a ring.
Oh, that was something.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know, but I
Was
can't.
not the ring.
All I hear is, I keep hearing ringing right now, so. God.
Yeah. I know we're going to do it in a little bit, maybe, but did you ever come up with an existential question for the week?
Just try it again.
Just did. Did much better second time around?
Yeah, so, it's really throwing me for a curve here because Todd, speaking of curves, Todd Dillon I was like, it's throwing me for a curve, and that was the next thing I was going to say was Todd Dillon, and I'm like, wow, this sounds weird. But no, he was going to be on the phone, so he was going to partake in the existential question, but he's not anymore. So
yeah,
so not super existential, but the question of the week, considering the time of the year that it is, I would say that, which it's going to be very quick because there's only 3 of us tonight, but best, if you could redo one Halloween that you either thought was the most memorable Halloween to you or best costume that you had, what year was it, or around what year was it, and how old were you, and what was the costume?
Oh,
like one,
man.
like one that you were like so proud of. It can be totally stupid, but like, oh my God, I had so much fun this Halloween. I remember dressing up as whatever.
Wow.
Like Bob the year you went as Howdy Doody or something like that.
That's it. I'm out.
What?
I no longer care to play your reindeer games.
Cory, what are you thinking?
I'm going to have to go with, I want to say it was probably 1990. So I was roughly 3.
If you say anything about dressing up as a hockey player.
What if I was dressed up as a hockey player? That's part of the question.
I feel like anytime we go back to 1990, it's like you went to a hockey game. Or
I was 3.
You were playing hockey or something to do with a hockey player.
No, I was
Kept him
actually
off the streets.
Yeah.
A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle by the name of...
Not at 3 you weren't. You were a Teenage Mutant Ninja Toddler.
Oh,
Hey. Good night, everybody.
wow.
Grown.
And I remember my dad dragging me around the entire neighborhood when we lived off Olmsted for hours upon hours. And there was a picture, I know we still have it somewhere, of him returning to the house with me, literally just dragging me by the arm because I could no longer walk.
Probably because he was going at normal human speed and little Cory was going even slower than normal Cory. So he's probably like, what is wrong with this kid's feet? Why does he move so slow?
It was because we walked like 17 miles.
Oh, come on. 17 miles.
Yeah, and my mom did say, she's like, you guys were gone for a very long time that afternoon. She's like, I was not expecting, didn't know when you guys were going to be back that night. And sure enough, like I said, came dragging me down the street with a huge bag full of candy and me not walking anymore.
Wow.
So I think that was like my first true actual like Halloween experience.
Mm-hmm.
And just went on and on from there.
All right, so it looks like I heard back from Ron, and for whatever reason, it says it's going to voicemail, so I'm going to try to call him right now.
Okay.
All right.
Just so you guys are aware, Bob is calling a total stranger from his cell phone.
From another podcast.
Yeah.
Known as what, Nick?
The Laughing Duck podcast.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
Hey, Ron Adams.
Hey, is this Bob?
This is Bob. Yep. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. We've got Cory and Nick here as well. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know why it's going right to voicemail. But thanks for picking up. So
Yeah, no problem.
just to give a quick introduction here, Ron is on the Cheesy Chicken podcast, which we kind of got connected with them real briefly through Gina.
No.
Was it through Gina?
No, the Cheesy Chicken was actually through Ron coming into the Podbean live studio.
Okay.
And we had some communication over speaking to him and him typing back.
Oh, maybe it was just that Gina was
She
on that podcast.
She was just
Yeah.
here at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so a couple days ago, I decided before I was getting ready to head out, I turned on the newest episode of the Cheesy Chicken podcast. And Ron, you started talking about what you were doing on Fridays and going into Podbean live rooms, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I bet this is where we get brought up. And he says, yeah, I've just been going around all these rooms and, which again, say they brilliant way of marketing yourself. I definitely give you that.
Yep.
And I'm like, so wait a second. I'm like, this guy was just basically trolling us. But he's like, no, he's, they were pretty funny. But
there was no actual intention for trolling.
No,
I was just having fun with my guys. It just ended up being that way.
And I thought it was absolutely hilarious though, because I just appreciated, and I texted Bob right away, the fact that we were not the drunk goth chicks or chick.
Well, yeah, he texted me, and I'm like,
Oh
okay,
my
let me
God,
start
yeah.
listening. And the first thing you're like, yeah, there's this goth chick. She was kind of nuts. And for a second, I'm like, oh man, is he about to trash us on a podcast? But we appreciated it, and so I will say I listened to a couple of episodes. And
I apologize too because they're rough around me at this time.
well, but that was the cool part, and that's why the next time I saw these two guys, I'm like, hey, I listened to it, and I saw a lot of where we were back, in the episode 18, 20-ish area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that I remember exactly doing that and trying to figure it out, trying to tweak this and tweak that, and you got to kind of invest some money into what you want to, how good you want to sound, do you want to do video and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh man, we were those guys. Some would say we're still those guys.
Oh yeah, Ron, we got a stern reminder last night of that moment when we were starting out, because we had mentioned to somebody, hey, check out our podcast, and I love podcasts, I'll definitely do that. We saw her a couple weeks later, and she's like, yeah, so I listened to your podcast. It was not that good. And I'm like,
actually, she said, you guys suck.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like, wait, hold on. Where did you, what episode did you listen to? She's, well, I had to start at the beginning, number 1. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's where you went wrong.
No.
Exactly.
It all came screaming back to us.
I want you to listen to my podcast, but wait about 6 months from now, then start.
Exactly.
Then maybe we'll be up.
So, and I got to say, too, just to clear the air, there are no Jewish people on this podcast, Ron.
Okay, what was the joke that we had?
I think you were. Oh, yeah, you were trying to come up with the name, and like, I was listening to this podcast. You're like the Schnoz something. Fuck, I can't. Fuck. And your buddy's like, Schnoz. Is it a Jewish podcast? And I'm like, oh, that's good.
From what I'm hearing about you guys and listening to you guys' show and stuff, my buddy that you were talking about, my buddy Keith, he's my best friend. He would totally fit in with you guys just from listening to you guys talk and everything. You guys remind me so much of him. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I felt like you guys just from listening to the banter, I'm like, this sounds very familiar. Like we definitely could all get in a room and do a joint podcast together with no problem.
Yeah, I definitely got to give it to you, Ron. You guys do have a good flow to your cast, and it's I listened. I believe the first or the 3 newest episodes that you have posted. 19, 18, 17.
Yeah, I think.
One of them was like the 3-hour one. That was rough.
I mean,
one of those?
Yes, one of them was the 3-hour cast.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to that one, so I apologize. I don't even know what happened.
No, man, I said it was. It's enjoyable, and you guys do a good job.
Yeah, one of them, the one that was 3 hours long, is my. I have an amplifier for my headphones, and it broke. So my buddy Keith, when you talked to or you heard about the whole Jewish joke, he knows how far to be away from the mic and everything else. And on that 3-hour episode, we were drinking, and we had these guys that I couldn't hear how loud they were. So we were just going, and next thing you know, I have people telling me that guy was really fucking loud, and I got it. Sorry, just go.
Yeah, and that'll happen. I know we've been there as well. So, but yeah, you soldier on and get through the episode.
Ron,
my newest.
No, go ahead.
I was just to say my newest one, number 20, was what I'm kind of slowly getting into, where it was someone actually worth an interview. You know what I mean? It was, instead of me and just my friends making fun of each other for an hour and a half, it was like, for me, it was really important because it was the first time I brought someone on to actually ask questions and have them teach me something, which is one of my goals for the whole show to begin with.
Okay.
That's
so
cool.
That one's really cool. It's not as, Laffy Daffy make fun of each other kind of show, but it came out really well. I was hoping that's one of the ones you were listening to, so I could get a feedback on that.
No, I actually just saw that on there today. I didn't have a chance to listen to that yet, but that will definitely be the next episode I listen to. I'll.
Which one am I can't tell who am I talking to right now. Which one is this? Nick or Cory?
This is Cory.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to talk to you because you like hockey. Nick,
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We all like hockey except Nick. Nick likes no sports.
No, that's not true.
That's
That's not true. I said I can deal with hockey. But it has been a pleasure, Ron, so we will talk to you later, buddy.
Ron, tell us a little bit about how you got started with this. What gave you the idea? What was it that made you go, I want to start a podcast?
Well, I've done a lot of, I'm a musician, you know what I mean? So I played with my dad growing up forever. And then just last year, I've listened to podcasts forever. I've listened to stand-up comedy. I've listened to music, of course. So, even last year, I was like, I want to do stand-up, and I've been thinking about it for a year. I was like, I should do it, right? And then, so there was one point where I'm like, if I don't do stand-up before the end of this year, I'm just not going to do it. So I said it. It was December 11th, 2019. I did my first open mic night, and I did a few of them. That was awesome. Then this whole stuff came down, the pandemic and all that, right? And I'm like, I would love to do a podcast. I'm always like, why don't I just do it? You know what I mean? And boom, here we go. This is where I am. I just have to do it.
That's great. That's a great story, and I would encourage anybody like that who's just going, I wonder if I should just fucking do it, and don't wait, because you never know if you like it, if you feel like if it's something you want to continue. There's no point in holding off, even if you don't have any equipment, even if you sound like shit and you're sitting there at your kitchen table with a laptop in the middle of it and you're all drinking and shouting over each other.
Yeah, that's exactly how we started out, was just sitting around Bob's laptop, and he was like, hey, rather than going to the bar tonight, let's hang out at my house, and I want to try something. And he just busted out his laptop.
That's exactly what it is here.
Yeah, and we just started recording on that, and then next week he's like, hey, let's do that again. And so Nick and I reluctantly came over, because the first two quote-unquote episodes we did. I
don't know how reluctant it was. It was cheaper to do that than spend money at the bar.
Yeah, so we, and then on top of that, there was a lot of dead air, because we were just kind of looking at each other like, well, this is really fucking awkward. And finally, by the third one, we came over, and Bob had a little mixer and headphones set up and 2 microphones, and we're like, holy shit, you're really getting serious about this. And it just kind of went from there, and we started enjoying it more and more. And once we kind of got a little more structure to it, that's when we were like, wow, this is actually something very fun to do and something we all enjoy. So just keep on plugging away at it.
Yeah, Bob actually took out a second mortgage to purchase equipment. So.
Second mortgage.
My equipment, man. I went online and just looked up podcast packages, and it was like $4.99, and I got 4 mics. Sorry, excuse me, I'm burping. That's crazy. Like 4 mics, 4 headphones, a small mixer, and everything. It was like $4.99. And everything sounds, from what I'm getting, feedback from, it sounds all right. So I think I stole it there. But back to what we were saying about what really started the podcast is, I forgot this one part. Is I don't know if I'm allowed to do shout outs on here at all, but
sure,
yeah. I was playing Warzone, the Call of Duty with some buddies, and a guy I knew from high school. I talked to him from high school. I'm in my 30s now. He was in a group, and they were talking about his podcast. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I started asking him questions. And shout out to Good Baker gaming podcast. They do like a 25-minute episodes a week podcast about video games, setups, all this crap. It's Good with an E in the middle, Good Baker. And I was talking to him. His name's Nick Baker, and he was saying, "Yeah, I just started doing this." And I thought, like, all right, I've wanted to do this for a while. It's something that sounds interesting. And this guy I know, lives down the street practically. He's doing it. Why can't I? You know what I mean? And that he was actually, thank you, Nick Baker, Good Baker Podcast, for being the final push to make me start the Cheesy Chick podcast.
Nice. It's good. That's a good origin story.
Definitely have to give that a listen too.
Yeah. So what is
yeah, they're good. They're good guys.
What Ron? What if you could narrow it down? What's the next big development for the Cheesy Chicken podcast? Whether it's some stuff, gear you're looking to invest in, or some changes you're going to make to what's the next evolutionary step for the podcast?
Oh, it's just that I want to do more. This is one thing that people drive me nuts about, and because they're always doing comparing. Oh, what are you, Joe Rogan? Or what are you, Joe Rogan? I love the guy's show, and that's the same idea. I'd like to have guys come onto my show to teach me something. You know what I mean? Like I do with this, the newest episode, Stu Flaherty. He's actually the Dartmouth D1 soccer coach. I went all the way to Lebanon, New Hampshire, and talked to him, and he taught me so much about a bunch of different things. Him coming over from England. You know what I mean? To coach and all this crap. And that was awesome. And now I already have some guys lined up kind of in the future now. I did the 20 episodes of me and my friends making fun of each other. And I'm still going to have those throughout. But I have another guy coming up who's a boxer. He was a boxer. He's a boxing coach. He's a music producer, works with famous bands like Rihanna and all this crap. He was a D1 basketball player. Like I have guys like that now coming on to talk to me. I'm like, this is what I was looking for. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm shooting for.
That's awesome, because that's an actual plan for how you want the podcast to. And look, Joe Rogan is a great, even if you don't like Joe Rogan or you've never listened to him, like he's king of the hill when it comes to that kind of shit. So why wouldn't you aspire?
I love his show.
Yeah.
I love his show. I have guys at work, they have like a little marker board. They're constantly drawing me and putting me on the table with microphones, calling me Ron Rogan. I'm like, oh my God, guys, you're gonna make me hate the guy. But yeah, you guys. I don't know if I told you guys. You guys are wondering where I got the cheesy chicken name.
Yes, we want to hear the yes.
Nick definitely wants to know this because he loves the name.
It's nothing. It's nothing crazy. A lot of people ask that. When I was 12 years old, my little brother, for some reason, would always walk around because he knew I thought it was funny. He would just go, "Oh, the cheesy chicken! I can't get enough of it." He would just say that because he knew it would make me laugh. He was like 9. And I would die laughing all the time to him say it. Just like he's a little kid the way he said it. So my first email ever was cheesychicken at AOL.com. And it was spelled CHIKN because apparently cheesy chicken was actually already taken.
That's weird.
Ever since then, I'm 32 years old now. Everything has just been cheesychicken at yahoo.com. My Xbox name, cheesy chicken, everything's that. Right. So when I signed up for Podbean, I just used that email as a base email. I put it on there, and it came up, and it just defaulted my name, the Cheesy Chicken Podcast. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
that's really funny.
People are like, what do you think? And some people are like, that is you. If if there was any name for you to choose, that's it. So I corrected to actually chicken instead of the messed up way. But yeah, that's how that happened.
I mean, I got to believe you were the only Cheesy Chicken podcast. It's not like you had to fight someone for the rights to the name.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're the first one that pops up when you search it on iTunes. So,
nice.
But it's also a good story because I'm sure every time you go to interview someone, they're going to ask you what's with the name, and you're going to get to tell the story, and which is going to win them over because it's a nice story. We don't really have any kind of a story like that.
Scary, nothing crazy.
No one really cares. They just want. They just go. It's the what? Oh, okay. And that's the most that we get.
It's the Jewish podcast, right? Oh, yeah.
Right.
Those 3 crazy Jews. and I do agree, Ron. Definitely leave it the Cheesy Chicken Podcast. I wouldn't switch it over to show. I know on one of your episodes you were just discussing that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Cheesy Chicken Podcast is way more of a ring to it.
I was thinking about this show because I was thinking, like, all right, once I start doing video, because I wanted to do video, but apparently my laptop is not. It almost sets on fire whenever I was trying to process the videos. So that's when I was thinking about changing the show. I'm like, well, if I'm going to do video too, like, why wouldn't it be a show? You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be a show at that point. And then I've had some people say, go show, and then most of them say, just stick with podcasts. It rolls off the tongue better.
Well, look, if you're modeling yourself after Rogan, why don't you just call it the Cheesy Chicken Experience?
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
The cheesy experience.
Yeah. I mean, that pretty much covers everything. Yeah. For your total domination of all media.
Yeah, the day that happens is the day you'll see the last episode of this.
But I don't know
if you ever see me, or you pop up online and see it, the Cheesy Chicken Experience, just delete me right away. Nothing can be good that's gonna come with it.
Yeah, my word, Ron.
Nick just committed in blood that he would absolutely do that.
Absolutely, 100%.
And too, I don't know what platform you're using as far as phones, phones and all that. But I saw you're obviously in the Facebook room and saw the video that we have accompanying ours. Got cold down here. So if you want to know and you're interested in the video solution that we use, we can talk about that, and I can give you some insight on that as well.
Yeah, I'm always curious about that because I see everyone's doing stuff live with Facebook and everything, and like I can't wrap my head around some things where like, all right, I have the mixer, I have things going into because I use GarageBand as a what is it called? You know what I mean? I use GarageBand, and then you guys have the audio from your mixer and everything coming out through your video, like sounding great. Like wrapping all that together, it just makes my head want to explode.
It's actually insanely easy. If we can figure it out, I guarantee anyone can.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
absolutely.
But we puzzled over it for months before we had.
It took some ups and downs.
Yeah, we had a coach, a guy who had done this for a couple of their podcasts that I'd worked with in the past, who said, no, if for the kind of mixer you guys have, like, this is how you want to go. And we had like tons of questions, and he answered them all, and here we are. So it was just taking the time, but yeah, that's why I asked like what the next step is for the podcast, like what mountain you're looking to climb next in your in your?
Yeah, I bought the box. I don't bought a box. I have this box that I put like when I was traveling to New Hampshire to get with this Supleri guy. I'm like, I wonder if I put my mixer in it, I put my mics in it. Before I live up in Naples, Maine, man. I'm an hour away from Portland. Like that doesn't mean much to you guys, but like I'm kind of away from a lot of stuff, so people don't always want to come to me. So now that I set that up, I'm thinking I can actually, easily just bring this stuff around, and because it sounds okay, quality wise. I'm not using thousands of dollars for equipment, but like it just still sounds all right from what wherever I'm going. Like I could actually go to people. Mm-hmm. So, I have people that's like, oh, I'd want to go up there, but I can't. I'm like, well, you know what? I work at a rink right next to Portland. Let's meet there in the conference room. Boom! I can set up all my stuff. We can have a show.
Right.
I think that'd be fun.
Awesome. Well, Ron, I appreciate you jumping on. We'll have to do this again. But thanks for jumping in, and we're obviously going to keep listening and keep track of you guys because we like what you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, I love feedback, so don't be afraid to tap anything down.
Oh, don't. Be careful about that, Ron.
Yeah, as long as Nick doesn't talk, just start dipping hockey, we'll be all good.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe what I'll do is we're starting to get new men's league jerseys for my hockey team. Maybe I'll throw a Nick one in there for him.
Oh, dude. Well, that's getting stolen the second he gets here. So,
yeah,
I'll thank you in advance for the jersey, Ron. That's
make sure that the people that are spinning all the material have enough cloth if you're sending it for Cory. So,
oh God,
that's fucking hilarious.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for having me on, and hey, anytime.
Thanks, man.
Send me a message. I'll jump on and talk to you guys.
Glad to have you, Ron.
We'll definitely keep in touch.
All right, Ron. Take care.
All right, thanks. Bye.
See you.
Alrighty.
Cut to a break, and then we can come back and recap on that.
Well, we started. It's up to you, Nick. Yeah, we kind of cut in the middle of the existential question.
Yeah, we can come back to it. Okay. But yeah, for everyone who's listening, that was Ron from the Cheesy Chicken podcast. So go check them out and give them a listen.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back at 15. Stay in the room. It'll look like we're gone, but we'll come back. You don't have to reopen the link. Share the live stream?
Not reshared. I think it's been open, right?
No, I mean like when we actually go in the live, I notice I'm the only one that shares it. Like that we're live, and there are people that don't have notifications on, but it would share it from your page.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You guys never do that. We should probably start doing that, don't you think?
Should probably start. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can share it to mine when I'm actually on. I can share it once it's completed.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
No, not when it's completed. I'm saying,
and like, I get what you're saying when we go live.
Yeah, can't you go to my page and just share the one I shared?
I mean, I guess I could, but
I mean, right here it literally says share, and then write post, and you just press.
I did not do it. I probably should start doing it, but my phone goes in my pocket when we start recording. So, all right, so let's finish this existential question of one Halloween that you could redo. Does it have to be redo like, oh, it sucked, I wish it would be better, or?
Yeah, wait, was it a redo, or was it your best Halloween memory?
Yeah, clarify.
Are we back on?
Yeah, we've been back on.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said welcome back to the...
you were just kind of like half doing it, and I'm like...
No. Well, you were talking. I don't want to shut you up.
Yeah. No, it's... Does it have to be... What was your question?
My question was, what was your question? What is the
my question? Yeah, my question was, I guess it's more or less... It doesn't have to be costume, but best Halloween, most memorable...
Okay.
Costume that you wore, or something like that.
Redo, but...
No.
All right, so I think, Cory, you already gave your answer, right?
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, that wasn't by no means a redo. That was I think my best Halloween memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only we did not focus a ton on costumes when I was growing up, but I remember I still have a picture of me and my two sisters in the doorway where I think my youngest sister was dressed as an angel, and Becky and I were dressed as hobos. And so
It's quite interesting.
I think we were both hobos. The face paint for the beard and one of my dad's old hats and pillows underneath the shirt, and that's I remember that as being a good memory.
The hobo memory?
Train riding hobos.
Yeah, don't know why. I'm like, this is cool. Like, we're wearing dad's shirts, dad's hats. He's letting us wear this stuff. I can't explain why. I don't have any other costumes that stick out of my mind.
Fair enough.
So, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I have probably two. Like, one, I used to, like, I had army fatigues that my dad would get me from, like, Harry's Army Surplus. That, when we would play, like, good and bad guys or cops and robbers or whatever, like, we used to wear and stuff like that. And I remember one year, I think, I must have been very, very young, I think, because I had all throughout the years these army fatigues I would get, and I remember this really tiny pair after I got older, but they're very small. I was the smallest army man in the world, but the black paint, stripes on the face and stuff like that, and then full fatigues for kids, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. At the time, I was like, oh my God, nobody has these. These are like what adults wear.
That'd be a cool costume.
Yeah, it was cool. So, I mean, for me at the time, it was cool. So that was super awesome. But I remember when I did get older, when going to a Halloween party, there was, I bought actual like foam prosthetics and did a werewolf. And that took a lot of time, a lot of spirit gum, and a lot of face paint. But that looked the best. I still have pictures somewhere, but like hair glued on, face all snarled up and everything like that. And then had the teeth caps. So it looked
caps?
Yeah, like the fangs.
Okay.
Canines. And I mean, it looked really cool because when you made an expression, the whole thing moved, because it was just pieces glued onto your face. So that actually looked really, really awesome. Had it been like now, I probably would have bought the, Michael Jackson Thriller yellow color contacts.
Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I know.
My mom bought a pair of the whiteout ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I was insanely jealous because she can put contacts in, and she was like, "Oh, here, if you guys want to try them, try them." And I tried for about an hour
Really?
to get that contact in my eye, and it just would not happen.
The weirdest part, if you ever watched like the making of Thriller, not only was that was color contacts were not anything that anyone was using back then. So I can only imagine how comfortable they were or were not. But I remember they showed them putting those in Michael Jackson's eyes, and they were not, normal contacts sits right over just the color and the black of your eye. But I remember the Thriller yellowed out ones were a full eyeball. So they had to go under the lid and all the way to the left and all the way to the right.
Nope.
And that's why they look so freaky. And I was like, God. So, and these are soft lenses now, and that might even been when they had hard lenses. Like, so
I'm sure it was.
So when Michael Jackson oh God, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they make the blackout ones too that makes your entire eyeball black, and that is the same thing. Like the contact itself is literally like that big, as opposed to regular contact. It only covers your pupil, and I'm like, I couldn't even put a regular size contact in, let alone.
I've never been able to. Hence the glasses. I can't. I same thing because I had contacts when I didn't get glasses until I'd gone through 1 year of college and then taken an eye exam during the summer after my freshman year, and the guy was like, "I don't know how you're seeing the board." I'm like, I just thought that's how everybody saw.
This is
because my mom said, like, why are you squinting all the time? I'm like, I don't know.
Who's squinting?
What? So she took me to the optometrist and hooked me with a set of contacts, and I would sit there for like an hour trying to get them in, and it was, if I could get it in, it just started itching and burning, and I'm like, this is the worst.
Were those hard lenses?
I think so.
Yeah, dudes. You don't even know these
89 or whatever.
Yeah, you don't even know these are in.
I have heard that, but I still am like, Jesus Christ, I'm 51 now. Glasses are fine.
The only thing with me with not wanting to wear glasses was that I wanted to have peripheral vision. And I didn't like the idea that if someone went to sucker punch me, that I've got glass that's going to shatter in front of my eyes. You know,
I mean, Bob's made it to 51 all the times he's been sucker punched.
Yeah, no problem.
His,
It's not been a problem. I get sucker punched like once a week.
all the glasses I've gone through over the years,
Every Tuesday.
still no shard in my eyeball.
Oh my God. Yeah. Every, over the course of my life, every like couple of years, something will happen where someone will say like, oh, I really like your glasses. Like you look good in them. And that's the thing that kind of like, oh, okay. Well, this wasn't such a dumb idea after all. Like I remember being at, I think it was when we first started going to Jason's bar.
who's
I was gonna say,
what bar's Jason's bar?
Jason's bar.
I don't think I've ever been to Jason's bar.
No, I've never been to this place.
Was that in Canton? Taylor?
No, it's in Dearborn Heights.
Oh, where?
Are we giving free advertising to Jason?
I see what you say. Okay, so you can actually remember it though, right?
Jason's bar, yeah.
Okay.
Jason's bar. There was an old lady. Well, not like Nancy old, but she was an old lady who was sitting at the bar. And I remember you and I were sitting like at a table out in the table area. The rest of the bar.
This is a great story.
It's going good.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere. And I think I'd gone up to the bar to get a round of shots or something like that. And she said something like, "You look like Clark Kent with those glasses."
Okay.
And I was like,
you just totally nicked
not
the
a bad
story.
idea. Yeah, I'm glad I still have them.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
she was old and she probably was blind and yeah, but I'm like, oh,
so it was
way to go,
So it was
way to go,
Nancy.
me. No, it was not Nancy.
Oh, okay.
I do remember your old round Harry Potter gold frame
Yes.
glasses.
Yeah,
And Nick, anytime he took them off, I had to chuckle to myself because they
went around the back of my ear.
They completely looped around the back of
Like
his ear.
George Costanza's?
Did George have?
Yeah, they're a gold like
Yes.
that came around.
Yep.
I always thought, I'm like, well, I guess it makes them more secure, but I don't know if that'd be comfortable.
At the time, they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but yeah, after wearing them for like a year, I was ready to get rid of those.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the point that they wouldn't fly off if you're like on a roller coaster? Or
Yes, it was right. I was a bit more active at the time. I'm not sure. I can't remember what year it was.
Was that when?
Oh, fuck. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Is that in your gentleman's agreement picture? Where you were like hiking the Adirondacks or something?
No, that was before I got married. That was like 90.
So you didn't have
95.
you didn't have the loop around then?
No, I don't think I did. Well, plus those were sunglasses. Those weren't actually my glasses.
Nick, I
But
will.
they're a prescription, right?
No, it was just, I was much younger then, so I could leave my glasses in the car, walk around and hike. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna have to read any signs. And my
What's
Watch
that big
out.
yellow sign say?
Watch out.
Falling
vision,
rocks.
my vision was much better at that point than it is today. So, wait, can you do that again?
No.
Yeah, I think you should.
No.
I want to put that on.
I
I'm
know
gonna put
you
that on
do.
a button.
I know you do.
Come on, man.
The buttons have to be other people than just me.
No, they don't. This is the cross you have to bear
I was
with the
saying-
guy who does the voices.
And considering we only use 2 buttons.
No, I've used the whole bank.
No, we only use 2. I know
wow.
they're all assigned something, but
Okay,
there's only 2 that are ever pressed.
we'll get change that then.
I
Did
agree.
you end up taking the Joe button out?
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, replaced it with the Cory chuckle. No, replaced it with Booze News.
The Cory chuckle.
Fantastic.
We haven't heard that one in a while.
I haven't see what you started.
Well, I'm glad it's getting used.
All right, why don't we move on then to a little bit of Friends trivia.
Ooh.
All right, which we still need artwork for.
And a name?
Oh, I thought you came up with one last time.
No. No, I said
Yes,
a couple of them, and you're
you
like,
did.
no.
I said it's your call.
No.
You just got to pick one.
I never sat down and thought of one.
You did. You thought of many of them on the spot.
I know, and you were like, no.
No.
Well, we can wait.
No, I said you need to decide.
Okay, well, I'm not deciding now, so.
All right, so this is going to go on for right now. We're in the fourth week of this, so let's see how many more months we go without Nick picking a fucking name.
Okay.
So he's gone 4 out of 5 the first time, 3 out of 5 the last 2 weeks. We're going to see if he can take this all the way to the limit.
All right, with a roll of the die.
Blue.
Blue. All right, first question. Name Ross's ex-wife's life partner.
Oh, I think you asked that one last time.
Am I going the wrong way?
Probably. I mean, I can tell you.
Well, if the ones you did are facing the other way, there should only be a few of them on one of the ends.
Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, I forgot to take that last one off.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
So first question.
Okay.
What was the name of the pizza girl Ross had trouble flirting with?
They try and deep dive on you.
These seem like hard questions to me.
I can see her.
Or what?
Or vulva.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Oh, we're going to have to start putting a time limit on these.
I don't think we're there yet.
This is the longest he's ever pondered on one.
But as a punishment for not picking the name of the segment, we might want to start doing that.
I think it's a good idea.
All right. Well, I'll get my timer out if you want me to.
Caitlin.
And how is that spelled, sir?
Get the fuck out of here.
Boy.
I'm not spelling it.
Take a shot. I would still give it to him, but I'm interested.
I'll give it to him, but I want to see if you're that good.
Katlyn.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
C.
They never spelled it on the show.
I don't know. Maybe they did.
Caitlin is correct.
Nice.
Number 2. Chandler's girlfriend, Aurora, had 3 other lovers. Name one.
Aurora. I don't even that one. I have no 3 other lovers. Aurora. Never ever remember him.
You just has to name one of them.
Yes.
Dating anyone named Aurora. Joey.
Negative.
Well, that's a good guess though.
Yeah.
Andrew, Ethan, or Rick.
Yeah, I have that.
Wow.
I have no idea what that's even about.
Number 3. What name did Monica use when she met the woman who stole her credit card? Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay. It's an interesting name.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, it's she was attempting to say Monica, but the girl was using her name, and she was calling herself Monica Geller. She saw her at a dance class, and she went to say Monica, and she said like Manama or something like it's and she's like, oh, it's Dutch. What was it?
If you were to, well, I'm not going to give it to you yet unless you concede.
I
think we need the timer.
Yeah, I don't know what.
If you were to mix Monica and banana, what would you come up with?
Manana?
Banana.
Didn't I say Manama?
It was close, but
I'm sorry, it was the Moops.
I'm sorry, it's not Manama, it's Manana.
So are you giving it to him or not?
no.
No, okay.
No, of course
All
not.
Fair enough.
So, 4th question. What was the name of Gunther's roommate?
Jesus Christ.
Gunther's roommate.
I don't know why I thought before we started this that he was going to get 5 out of 5 every week.
These are
hard fucking questions.
I mean, I'm glad that they are because
Yeah, but if you got 5 out of 5 for 4 weeks in a row, I'd be like, why are we wasting people's time?
no,
with
but
this?
they deep dive.
Just
was
say
gonna
I know
say,
a bunch about Friends.
There's still a whole stack of questions just in the blue deck alone,
Yeah.
and there's still 2 other decks here.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if it rates the decks like easiest to hardest.
Well, it doesn't matter because you roll the blues, so I guess you're fucked.
No, I know, but I just
I didn't see that anywhere in the box.
Just curious. Gunther's roommate. What was Gunther's roommate?
Princess?
Was it a cat?
No, it wasn't a cat. It's a person. I'm trying to give you a clue.
Are you trying to say Diana?
No.
Princess.
Disney.
Mononoke?
Yeah, that's even closer.
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm guessing.
Nothing?
Nope.
Jasmine.
Jasmine worked with Phoebe.
And final question. What was the name of Phoebe's psychiatrist boyfriend?
These are people that showed up for like 5 minutes in an episode.
One episode out of 11 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see him. I can't remember his name. No idea.
Our own that we knew loved to drink Boddingtons.
Oh, Roger.
Yes. 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5.
those were difficult.
Yikes.
You're going to have to brush up on your friends, buddy.
Jesus.
I guess so. And write down any person that comes into scene what their name was.
Lots of note taking.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Let's jump into gentleman's agreement then.
Okay.
Am I correct in saying we're going to do, when we do new assignments this week, this will be the last week of the scary movie themed, Halloween themed?
Yeah,
picks?
I guess we'll probably do one the Friday before Halloween.
I was going to say we have one more weekend before Halloween, and we didn't do one the first weekend in October. Because we started it after that.
Did we?
Yep.
Yeah,
because you were
10th.
like,
yeah, the 10th.
we've already given out assignments. I guess we should have done that, but we can do it next week.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Nick, you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had House at the End of the Street. That was from what, Danielle?
That's for me.
That was from you. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was from Danielle because I remember you chimed in and said, you're like, it is kind of creepy.
Where'd you find it? Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. I won't give it away because I did like it. I liked it a lot. It was a good show. Definitely creepy. The way things worked out. Like I said, I'm not going to give too much of it away because if Bob ends up wanting to watch it or whatever, like I think it's a good watch.
It's fine.
No,
I think you're safe.
No, it's a good watch, or anybody else out there wants to watch it. But yeah, definitely some good eye candy in the show too. But so that always helps. I'm
Hey,
like, yeah, thank you, Cory.
I try.
I know you do because I know a lot of movies that Cory really likes. It's like, okay, now I know why Cory really likes this. But yeah, awesome. If you haven't, I'm not going to give anything away. Great review though. Watched it. Thought it was amazing. Love the plot twists. Really wasn't expecting the way it turned out.
Yeah, it threw me through a loop too as well watching it.
Yeah. But if you guys are feeling October-ish and want to watch a newer age thriller, definitely check it out. House at the End of the Street. That's as much as I'm going to say about it. I'll talk about it with Cory later on after the cast, but awesome pick. Appreciate it.
No problem, sir. I had 7 given to me by Danielle. So first thing, which it obviously took for me to watch the entire movie to finally realize that that's the movie where the infamous meme, "What's in the box."
What's in the box?
I had no clue it was from that movie.
I leaned over and Bob was like, because I think you guys were talking about like, well, should we give him a different one? Maybe we'll get a different one or something like that. And I finally looked at him. I'm like, Bob. And he's like, what? And I'm like, is that the one with Brad Pitt or no? I was like, doesn't it have Bruce Willis? And he's like, no. I'm like, Brad Pitt. He's like, yeah. I'm like, no. What's the one? What's in the box? He's like, it's that one. I'm like, no. Then he should watch that. That's a good one. He's like, okay. And he just like,
yeah, I had no clue that was the movie until they were driving out to that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold the fuck on.
Yeah. So are we? Is this going to be a spoiler-filled review or spoiler-free?
I think you're pretty safe with the movie 7. It's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, from 95. I to be honest with you, I'm probably one of the last people that's never seen it. Because like I said,
but spoilers if you haven't. So
yeah,
because skip ahead.
I know it became a huge, especially from that meme that was all over the internet at one point.
Mm-hmm.
but good, very good movie to me. And I even told Danielle yesterday, I'm like, because I knew she wasn't going to be here tonight, so she was asking me about it yesterday when we were at Nick's. I said, it wasn't necessarily to me really like a Halloween movie. And she's go, it was kind of a thriller. I'm like, even calling it a thriller, I don't, I didn't really see that. Not to take away from that, I still thought it was a good movie. To me, the thing that really stuck out a lot was how the scenes were set up and basically like the background scenery. To me, they did a awesome job making like a 1980s New York.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of the scenes in the background sets that they had, you really like, wow, they kind of went all out for it. And I think that was one of the things I, oddly enough, like appreciated the most about it. You kind of felt like you were actually back in that time. They didn't skip on anything or, try to cut corners on all that. And then, of course, with, again, huge spoiler, with Kevin Spacey showing up as, the one in person, the killer they were looking for, it kind of took me back to The Usual Suspects as, as Verbal Kint.
Yeah.
And, not to get into the whole Kevin Spacey debate about all his personal shit, but in those movies prior to all that coming out, he did a phenomenal job.
Oh, he's a great actor. He's amazing.
Yeah. So, seeing him pop up, in that role, definitely liked that and thought he was a good pick for the role. So, all in all, great movie. Not very Halloween-y to me, at least, but good.
Yeah.
It was a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, I had Haunted, which is a series on Netflix. Which one of you guys gave them yet?
I did.
Okay, so I watched the first 4 episodes, about 30 minutes each. Excuse me, hold on. I think it focuses on each episode is a different kind of a, paranormal experience kind of a thing where it's a person or a family that comes in and they try to tell the story, but there's parts of it that are recreated in live action by, a crew of actors. You all right?
Yeah, just knocked over mine.
So the second one was it's kind of fucked up.
Remind me.
I was not. There were this girl. Her uncle lived in the basement, and he had some experience with the occult. I want to say there was a slaughterhouse involved in that one.
Is that the one like out on the way in the woods?
Yes, there were parts in the woods.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of fucked up. It was totally different from the first one because there really wasn't a ton of like people sitting in a room talking about it, and then they would flash over to this was more like it was almost all like recreation.
Yeah, they had real.
Not a lot of voiceovers.
I'm trying to remember too because I know I watched it.
They had real people, and they would interview them.
Yeah,
and then they would do the recreation.
Right, but for that one, there wasn't a ton of interviewing.
Right.
Not compared to the first one. The first one was almost all interview, and that's the one. That's the one I want to focus on because the episodes 2, 3, and 4 were all pretty good, and I don't really normally go for shows like that.
Yeah.
But especially with the second one being kind of fucked up, I'm like, oh, let's see how fucked up the third and fourth ones are. But the first one with the guy who it was mostly interviews, like he came in the room and he's sitting down there and just a normal schlubby guy in the late 30s or whatever. And there were like 4 other people in the room and they were sitting in the chair and they really didn't say a whole lot except they would sit there and like he would explain something and they would flash over to them and they'd be like, just kind of nod their head. Or they raise their eyebrow like, that's peculiar. They wouldn't really say anything, and he just kept on going. And so essentially this kid, they moved into a new house, and in his bedroom, like he noticed he started hearing, voices calling his name. And then he's like, I was in my bed, and the closet doors opened, and I know I'd shut them. So I got up and I shut them again, and then got back in my bed, and then they opened again. And he's like, and I knew that there was something in that closet. And I'm like, why don't you put a fucking shoe in front of the doors? That's the test. Maybe the doors were not hung right. Maybe they just open up. Sometimes doors don't close all the way. I'm like, okay, I don't. So put a fucking shoe in there. And then if it opens again, then you know that there's something fucked up in your closet.
Right.
And then he's like, so finally, the one time the door swung open and there was a lady who was hanging by a noose, and then her eyes opened up and she looked at me. And then he went to tell his parents, and his dad was like, shh, you're a loser. I don't, stop telling me all this bullshit. And I guess his dad was really not very supportive at all. And like nobody believed him. So he just continued to every night go to bed, and he's like, and she would come to me every night. Like the closet doors would open, and she would like in that, like the girl from the
crab
ring.
walk.
Like the girl from the ring. She would like crab walk toward the bed. And he's like, every night she came to me, and it was that way for 6 years. And I'm like, hold on, in 6 years, you never thought to be like, hey, could someone come and spend the night with me so you could see what I'm seeing? And like, okay, so she crab walked, and then like the crab walk took all night, or you just closed your eyes and went to sleep and you woke up, she was gone. Like, how did this go on every night for 6 years? It sounds like utter horseshit to me. And the guy's, of course, in the room recanting this. He's deadly serious. He's like, yeah. And I just couldn't, I was going and saying, no one believed me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, did you ever try to touch the girl? Did she touch you?
Would you
have a
try
conversation?
Would you try and touch her?
Well, if I made it like 365 straight nights and this happened to me every night, I would be like, okay, how are we going to break this cycle? Is there something that you want from me? Like, did you try to have a conversation? Like, there was just no explanation. It was like, yeah, after this first night, that happened again every night for 6 years. Anyway, then, and I'm like, okay, so 6 years later?
So here's a question.
Yeah.
What if one of your kids, Jack or Cecilia, came to you and said something similar, like this is happening in my room every night?
I would go in the room and I'd be like, oh, show me. Or we're gonna stay up here all night. Or you can go to sleep and I'll be up. It's fine. I'll put a camera. Put a camera up. Like, let's get to the bottom of this, because I certainly don't want to blow it off and have you keep coming in here every night telling me that this is happening.
Right.
Like, that's what a good parent does. And I get this guy had shitty parents, but just for your own sanity as the kid, why would you not? How did you go 6 years where like every night you're like going up to bed again? Like, guess we're gonna have another ghost episode.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, come on.
Imagine,
for 6 years.
Imagine if it was true though.
Well, that was the other part, because assuming that I believed him, like, so after 6 years, and I don't mean, I'm only going in depth because this is the one that really gave me problems. They moved to another house, and he's like, I'm finally rid of her. Like, I felt the lightness. I didn't feel her spirit. She didn't come to me. And then he's like biking with his buddy at night. It's all like there's fog and it's all eerie and creepy, because that's what you do when you've gone 6 years having a ghost visit you every night. You go biking with your buddy in the fog at night, and he sees her standing in the middle of the road. And then all of a sudden he gets hit by a car, where the inference is clearly like he saw her, but it really was a car, and he got hit. Goes to the hospital, and he's like, oh, she's followed me. And he, at the hospital, I think he was close to death, he said. And he's like, oh, I figured it out. Like, she killed one of her children, but she didn't have any closure on it or something. And so she wanted him to die too. I can't remember why he needed to die, but he came close to death, but didn't die. And so then he knew, like, that's what she wanted. And then the whole thing was resolved by later on. He actually did go into a coma or pass it, or he was coming out of school like late at night. Why he was at school late at night, I don't know. And she appeared there for him, and he like fainted in front of the school, and they had to call the ambulance, and they brought him back like, oh, we almost lost you, buddy. And he's like, and that's when I was rid of her, because I died. And I'm like, no, you didn't. They brought you back.
Yeah,
you did not die. If you had died, this all would have been over. But you can't say, I was brought back for the second time, and now everything's cool because it makes no sense. That's the one I had problems with. But other than that, it was a good series. I liked the second, third, and fourth episodes. I might actually be curious, especially since we're getting close to Halloween, to finish the rest of that first. I started season 1, obviously, that first one.
Yeah, they're definitely interesting.
Yeah. All right. Everything okay, Cory?
We don't have any video feed.
No video feed? All right. Well, the show must go on. So I have already done the algorithm. And so it looks like for next week, I have Nick, Cory has me, and Nick has Cory.
Okay.
So since we can't really involve Cory right now, I can go ahead with your pick, Nick. Okay. I think based on your description of your existential question about Halloween and the specifics of the costume that you put on with the spirit gum and the teeth caps, etc., I need to ask you, have you ever seen American Werewolf in London?
No.
That's what you got.
Okay.
That's what you got. I'm not going to tell you anything more about it. I would encourage you not even to read about it. Because
no, I won't.
I'd be really interested to know what you think about it going in blind. Have you ever heard of the movie?
No.
All right. I think you're really going to like it. It's literally hands down the best pick I could come up with from you. And it's pertinent given what you said about the costume that you made. So American Wolf in London. And that's another one, obviously, if you don't find it or if it's going to cost you $4 or whatever, and I can drop it off, I've got it. You're welcome to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. And then you have Cory.
Yeah, I'm actually looking right now.
Fixed. Whew.
Got it fixed?
Yeah.
Okay. You have me, Cory, so I don't know if you already know.
So
That's fine if you don't.
no, I do. I just I like giving movies that I think people are gonna like or shows people are gonna like. And the last kind of like Halloweenish one I had on my list is a ghost hunting one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you think I'm going to like it.
I'll do it and throw it out there and give it a shot. See, it's not like they're pushing the idea of, oh yeah, this does exist and all that. It's just strictly the evidence that they get, and if they don't get anything, they don't. If they do, you get to see it.
I'll watch anything once. I mean, I'm going to be skeptical. You know me.
Yeah, yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to refuse to watch it.
Destination Fear. As a matter of fact, better yet, Destination Fear, the first episode to watch, I believe it was the second or third one they did in season 1. They actually did it at Eloise.
I think I've seen it. Is that the one that Detroit Paranormal Expeditions was in?
Todd and Jeff were, I think it was just Todd on that one. But yeah, they did some brief interviews.
I watched it because we had to prep for them being on our podcast.
No, it wasn't on back then.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was more recent that.
It's season 1 though. How many seasons are there of
Just
Destination
2.
Fear?
Or the third one's coming out.
Well, what did I watch? I swear to God, there was an Eloise thing that I watched to prep for that podcast with them as guests. And in fact, you probably recommended that I watch it.
I really don't think that was it.
All right, I'll take a look at it. So are they 30-minute episodes, 60 minutes?
I believe they're just 30 minutes.
So you want me to watch like that one plus 3 others?
You can do 2. That's
okay.
Do a solid hour.
Okay, I'll take it.
Cory, have you seen Stigmata?
Yes.
Damn it.
I have a bunch of suggestions if you want to look at my list.
I have 2.
It's turning into Bob's pick of the week.
No,
I started. Well, when we started doing this, 3 weeks ago, I'm like, I think I really need to go back and go like, what scary movies are there out there? Because I was having trouble coming up with anything more than a short list. So I just did a quick Google search, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen that one, not seen that one. So I have a bunch of scary movies. That's all they are.
Saw The Conjuring?
Yes.
No, I feel like we're in Cory's wheelhouse with scary movies.
Yeah.
It's difficult for someone like me to give him a pick. How about The Conjuring 2?
Yes.
Oh.
Everything okay?
Yeah. I feel like I should just shut up now because Cory's going to start making fun of me.
No, if you got
I have a great suggestion for you.
Shoot.
I never saw it.
I know, but
No, remember Nick added that.
oh, you
in
have
order
to have seen it?
to give a pick, you have to have seen it yourself.
Right. Shit. I feel like you're kind of hamstrung now by the limited number of things that Nick has seen.
I know.
Can I ask what it was though?
Tusk.
Oh, that's right. It was between
talked about
Tusk
it
and
last
Seven. Tusk
Yeah.
and Seven.
Yeah. Just because it was a Kevin Smith movie. I can't help you because I don't know what you've seen and what you haven't, but
Not a lot, apparently. I mean, most of them that I would have seen that were good, Cory would have seen.
well, in the interest of time, if you think it's going to take a while, we can table it and then, we'll commit obviously to taking care of it after the podcast, and then
Yeah, I'll come up with one and give it to Cory.
Yeah.
After
it'll be a nice surprise for the listeners.
All right.
All right, which brings us, I guess, to pick of the week.
Bobbert,
Yes, sir.
do you have any?
I was struggling, man. I was really struggling, but I think I got one just because, and hopefully I've not done it before. So we'll see. Have I ever advocated for true rest in Farmington Hills?
I don't believe so.
Cory, did you see I Am Legend?
Yes.
Wow.
The original
Apparently,
with Charlton Heston?
apparently all these
No,
movies, I should know that if you've seen them or not. Yes.
We will get to it. We will get to it because
I Am Legend's not a very Halloween movie.
No, it doesn't have to be a Halloween.
it's kind of zombies, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a stretch.
Look, I literally have Ghostbusters in my list of scary movies. It's not scary necessarily, but it's got ghosts in it.
True.
Kind of qualifies.
Right.
Anyway, True Rest, R-E-S-T, in Farmington Hills is a float lab. So,
I thought it was a mattress company. Okay.
well, that's why I'm describing it.
Beauty Rest. That's what I was thinking.
So if you've ever listened to Rogan's podcast, he has advocated for float labs for years. I think he's got a float tank in his house because that's how.
Can I ask how the fuck Joe Rogan gets in front of all this shit?
Because he knows so many different people across so many different walks of life. I mean, that's his job. We were just talking with Ron from the Cheesy Chicken podcast, who really is trying to not emulate, but he's taking inspiration from Rogan's podcast and how he interviews people from all different manner of skills and careers. And that's how Rogan got started. It didn't matter that he started obviously first talking to comedians and UFC fighters because those are the topics that he knows the most about, but he would branch out to talk to scientists in this field or that field, and some of them were in health and wellness, and I'm sure they started advocating for those kind of things. So I got interested in it, and I have been a couple of times. And if you want to try it, I would recommend it. It's one of those things where you get your own room, and you can get like 30 or 60-minute sessions, and it's essentially it's a tank. It looks like a portable
Tank.
like a hot tub with a cover on it with a roof, and you can have the lights on the inside, or you can go for total darkness, but you're basically like stripping down to your bathing suit, or you can go naked if you want.
Oh, yes, please.
In the tank,
Jesus.
there's I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of pounds of Epsom salt, so that when you get in, it's the water is 98.6 degrees, it's body temperature, and there's so much salt that you're going to float. No matter who you are, you're going to float. They give you kind of a rest for your neck so you can lay back, or you can go without it if you want. You can have music in there. You can bring your own music and hook up your iPod or your phone, or you can go in total silence, and you can go with the lights on or off. And the idea is, by taking away all of your other senses, so you can't feel anything, you're not touching anything, you're floating sort of weightless, you can't feel the water because it's all, it's all the temperature of your skin, and you take away the stimuli, then it relaxes you and allows your brain to focus on all the other stuff. You just don't realize how much during the day your brain spends time dealing with external stimuli. Touch, sense, sight, hearing, smell, whatever it is, all of that stuff is gone. So it's a really interesting experience. If you've got any curiosity about it, I would highly recommend trying it.
I have heard about him before, and I am curious. And Keegan's gone. I know at least once.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amanda has gone.
Yeah, I saw that. She doesn't go to the one in Farmington Hills, but there's
No,
another one she goes to.
I don't know which one she goes, but now it seems like she's going on like a weekly basis.
I mean, it's not cheap. It's not like it only costs you $10 to go. You can buy like memberships, which probably defrays the cost a bit. But
right.
For her to afford to go every week, like it's not like a Netflix membership.
Well, I would assume not. What's a one-time go?
For that lab, I can look it up real quick.
And I'm assuming it goes by like the half hour.
Yeah, you can do 30 minutes. You can do 60 minutes. Let's see, Cory. Pricing and membership. So the basic is $65 a month. It gives you one 60-minute float per month and a +1 for a shared user.
Fuck me, that is expensive.
Yeah.
And that's for a membership?
Yeah.
And you can go once a month?
Yeah, so it's basically $65 to go.
So
for the hour.
So is it more expensive to just do like a walk-in?
I think so. Yeah, because if you start going like premium membership for $200 a month, that gives you 4 1-hour sessions.
Jesus Christ.
So maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's doing the whatever the version of the premium is.
Wow, I'll have to ask her.
Yeah. Yeah, so $200 a month.
Or maybe
like
she,
your
maybe
DTE
she,
bill.
Yeah, fuck.
Right.
Maybe she has an in with someone at whatever one she goes to, and can get us a deal.
Could be.
I'll have to find out. Yeah, because I would like to try it. Because I've done a salt room before to clear up sinuses and all that shit. And
did it work?
Oh, you walk out of there dripping like
Yeah?
a fucking sieve. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I fell asleep, I think, within the first like 15 minutes. Because it's relaxing. You walk in, it's just the smell of salt hits you right in the face, which to me isn't a bad smell by any means. But they got the mood light and everything going. All the walls are made of crystallized salt, and I was the only one in there too at the time, so it was even kind of more relaxing. Kind of just like let go and. Are
there tables or what?
No, there's like recliners, massaging recliners, like all around the outside of the room, and the floor itself is literally just salt. So it's all like walking down a beach, except you're just walking over salt.
Wow.
Yeah, and I woke up and I was like, oh Jesus, oh God, because it clears your entire.
You fell asleep?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're just, like I said, the nose is just dripping like you wouldn't believe. And
Yeah.
I mean, for that, at least that week, I was breathing pretty good for after having gone and trying it. So
Right.
I can see again too. That's one of those things that my mom got it for me as a present one year. So I don't know exactly what it was for. What it would be for one time to go. But I thought it was great.
So I just looked it up here. So if you just go for a single float, like a walk-in, it's $89.
Holy fuck!
If you go with the basic membership, which is the $65 for one 60-minute session float per month, you can cancel any time as long as you give them a month notice. So basically, you're probably going to be doing 2 months,
And then you have to give them that month notice.
Yeah. but you can all their floats roll over from month to month. So I guess I would say, yeah, it ain't cheap, but if you want to try it once, like it's worth a try once.
Yeah, no, I would. I don't think I'd go in and sign up for a premium membership right away, but
No, but supposedly if you have chronic pain, whether it's back pain, shoulder pain, whatever, it's supposed to help with that too.
interesting.
Yeah,
Can you?
that's my pick. Yeah.
Can we all go for in one?
What's that?
Can we all
No.
go in one?
No.
I feel like in the past I have suggested it probably like late at night, like 2 hours after the podcast. Going,
No. You've
you know what
suggested that
should
we
do?
all go,
We
not
should
in
all
one.
go. Of course not all in one, but yeah, I'm like we should all
Let's
go.
clear
together.
that up.
We should all go get
Naked.
our own rooms
Yeah.
and go like the Schnozzcast tour of the True Rest. But I don't think I knew and therefore didn't tell you guys at the time that it would cost us $90 a piece. to go.
That was left out.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely pay the $90 if we could all go in one naked.
I would.
What's that touching my foot? I can't see anything.
That's not your foot.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, let's stay on that topic for a while.
Sir?
Let's keep talking about
Sir?
that.
the salt.
Sir, you're getting into as well? We're going to need several more pounds of salt.
Several pounds.
Get the Epsom wheelbarrow.
The salt really makes everything float.
God. Really imagine Epsom salt in all the crevices of your body. That would feel great.
I think it would be.
It burns when I pee now after I come out of that stupid thing.
It does that already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is supposed to take relative stimuli, except for the burning in your penis.
Yeah.
Oh, it burns so good.
It's been for a week since I left that place.
All right, Corey, what do you got?
My pick of the week is going to be, and they just recently started carrying it at Kroger and other grocers,
K. Roger?
the Taco Bell Baja sauce that they put on,
Wait a minute. I feel like you've done this before.
not the Baja sauce.
Wait, are we dividing it up into, you can have a pick that's another Taco Bell sauce that you can buy at Kroger?
I did the Taco Bell cheese crisps.
Okay. All right. I thought I had you.
Nope. That's why I keep good notes.
Well done.
But the Baja sauce that like they put on, like mixed with the cheese on the quesadillas, and that they put on the cheesy gordita crunches.
Is there any actual Baja in this sauce?
Oh, it's got a kick to it.
What is it? I mean, but the ingredients aren't like dodgy.
No.
Okay.
It's a whatever.
Because if you go to Taco Bell and you get the Baja sauce on whatever, you don't know what's in it.
No, but
But if they sell at the store, now they have to tell you what's in it.
yeah.
Okay.
No, and it's because we'll make tacos just about every Tuesday,
Okay.
and it really kicks it up that little extra notch.
You're so lucky.
Especially if you're a huge fan of Taco Bell.
You're so lucky he didn't hear that you have a Taco Tuesday because he'd be all over you about that.
I'm sure his dumbass has a Taco Tuesday as well. Yeah, see, exactly. But yeah, if you're walking down the grocery aisles and you happen to stumble across the Baja sauce, like I said, if you're a fan of Taco Bell and especially the cheesy gordita crunch, grab some of it,
Thank you.
put it on the tacos at home, give it the little extra.
I must admit that unless I'm actually on the way to Taco Bell or regretting my Taco Bell, I don't think about Taco Bell. Never have.
How is it on fish sticks, Cory?
Only tartar sauce on fish sticks, sir. Only tartar sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, I've got to use my tartar sauce before it goes bad. I should probably buy some fish sticks.
Yeah, you should.
Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
There you go.
Meatloaf Saturday, fish stick
God.
Sunday.
Fish sticks Sunday. Make sure you go with the Gordons.
Yeah, that's exactly the fish sticks. You mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what you recommended last time we talked about
Yes.
this. Okay.
And-
Not that Mrs. Paul trash.
No. Old Bay. Not
Oh God, with the Old Bay.
I don't think I have any. I've got
what?
blackened seasoning. I use that on salmon a lot.
Well, while you're picking up the fish sticks, grab yourself a
right.
thing of Old Bay.
Okay. I think I still have a thing of zip sauce in my fridge, which is another Cory recommendation that's been sitting there forever.
Oh, I can't.
And now I'm going to add Old Bay to my Cory collection.
Dude, Old Bay goes good on everything.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I don't have Old Bay. Okay.
9 minutes each. 9 minutes each side.
Let's get through to this pick of the week before my Kroger bill tomorrow grows to over $100.
Speaking of your Kroger bill, my pick of the week is Instacart.
Oh, good pick.
Tried that out. Pretty sweet. Didn't feel like leaving the house today after hanging out with you morons last night.
Oh, I see. We're entering the complimentary part of the pick of the week.
And I'm like, I need groceries. There's a bunch of shit that I need that there's no way I'm walking up and down the aisle, like opposite ends of the store, and I just had no motivation. So I remember I was like, I think it's Mike has groceries, like if you need something from Kroger, like just delivered all the time. And he's like, I'll have someone pick it up. And so I believe he uses Instacart. I don't know, but Instacart was free delivery the first time. People were like, just use Kroger's delivery service. If you spend over $35, Kroger will deliver or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I went to do that, and they're like, there are no more deliveries available for today. So I'm like, yep, Instacart it is. So it worked out really well. Put it right on the front porch, and everything I wanted.
Nice.
Yeah, you can give you live updates while they're shopping, like if they need to substitute something that you can approve or deny.
I'm gonna have to pick your brain for how to do that, because I spent 30 minutes on the phone with Krabby a couple months ago talking about Instacart, because he was all about Instacart.
Yeah.
So I set myself with an account, but I've yet to place an order. So
yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty mindless. I mean, even places like Costco and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that one, because I want to try it, and you're kind of my guinea pig.
Well, and the thing I want to try next is Costco, because my Costco membership lapsed, and I'm wondering if the Instacart people have to have the Costco membership.
The Instacart people?
Like, do I not have to have a Costco membership, and they just have one because they're an Instacart person?
I can't imagine that's the case.
I would assume that they have some sort of dealing with Instacart, that you show them some proof that you're with Instacart, and they go in there and they're allowed to do their shopping.
You give them the secret Costco handshake.
Well, I wonder, do I have to have a Costco membership then to have them do the Instacart?
That's a good question.
Because
there's kind of a loophole in the system.
Then there is an option for loyalty cards in the Instacart app.
That's probably it.
So I wonder if I have to put in my Costco membership, and then they can deliver it.
I would think so.
Or like Cory said, they're saying, hey, we're making money off of Instacart from having these people come in here and do shopping. So we'll just say anyone that works for Instacart can come in.
I got to believe those people who've already paid for Costco memberships would be up in arms if that was the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if.
Yeah. If all you had to do is be some schlub.
For some reason, waking up right now, wondering why she's so upset.
Costco. Oh, God.
My God.
Other people can just go in? No.
Yeah. Blasphemy.
Yep. So that's my pick of the week.
Excellent, sir. Well, let's, now that Cory's gotten up to get a fabric softener from the dryer area, let's bring a close to episode 96. Thank you so much for joining. So we're looking at just a month out before we get to 100. And fellas, we got to figure out what we're doing. Is it just going to be a regular run of the mill? I don't know. Anyway, let's pop and say goodbye. Nick?
Have a good night, everybody, and see you next week.
Good night, everyone.